I don't wanna have to hurt nobody. Mm-hmm. 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 Man, y'all come on up in here. Make room for the person next to you. Grand rising to you. Dystopia 9. You don't have to cry. There's no need to cry. This isn't the place for crying. This is the place for rejoicing. This is the place for being energized. This is the place for getting your compass back onto the right path. You don't have to hurt nobody. We ain't got to hurt nobody, y'all. Relax. There's no need for all of that. Y'all come on in. Grand rising to you. Let's get up in here on the Morning Mental, the most watched live stream on social media right now, the most interrupted on social media right now, the most hated and debated because you're soon to be elevated right here. It's the Morning Mental. I want to send a big shout out to someone that I know is tuned in and watching, and that is June Elizabeth. June, I know you're in there, and I know that I probably won't get a chance to pull you out, but I'll tell you why I bring up June Elizabeth's name a little later. June Elizabeth is a very good friend of mine. She is a screenwriter and playwright from Hollywood that writes for all of the big movies and does a lot of acting. You've seen her in a lot of movies. And June Elizabeth is a very good friend of mine. And yes, you all know that we are about to set it off this morning. June, I'll bring your name up later. But y'all come on in, get on up in here. You know, it's the Morning Mental. I'm Grandmaster Jay, and this morning, oh, y'all know we about to get into the moistness this morning. If y'all haven't seen the video that got posted right before I went on, and I'm going to say this one last time, and I'm going to be very, very honest about this. If you have not done your research and you speak up here in my Morning Mental, not only will I cuss you out, I will put you out, and then we will cash you out. And the reason being is because if it's one thing my mother always told me, she said, get your facts straight before you open your mouth, lest you make a fool out of you and me. And every now and then there's got to be some Negro that wants to put their head on the chopping block so we can get out our big axe and bring it down and sever their head from their body. I know y'all ready for this morning. And for all of y'all who haven't done your research, you need to log off of this live right now and go look at the video, the last one that has been posted on this Instagram page. Because if you don't go look at it, you're going to sit your ass up in here with the rest of us and swear you know what's going on, and everybody knows what's going on except you. You're going to sound real loud and you're going to sound real stupid. First, before I begin, I want to start off by saying grand rising to all of the people, all of the most highest children that are here right now, and all of the elected chosen. I talk about y'all all the time. I ain't got to go through the row. Joanna Fisher, they know who they are. Dystopia 9, we know that you family. Y'all know that if you keep knocking on the devil's door, eventually the devil will have to answer himself. And then it's not, you can't say, I want to close the door back. You see, when you begin to disturb the children, the parents should get involved. You don't get involved between the parents because y'all supposed to be grown enough to ignore that. But when you mess with the children and the children are upset, you have got to deal with the issue. So this morning, we are going to talk about by any means necessary. That is the topic this morning, by any means necessary. How can something be appropriately? How can something be dealt with appropriately? How can you make sure that you dot the I's and cross all the T's if you don't try to fix the problem by any means necessary? Hold on a second. Tristan Artez. Y'all go ahead and get him blocked and banked him up out of here. First of all, you don't refer to me in the term using the N-word in any way, shape, form, or fashion in this setting. We don't play that. Tornado Tay, I see the fo. By any means necessary. Additionally, if you don't understand our flow, then you need to bounce also. You see, you clicked on my picture. I didn't make you come sit up in here. Your nosy ass clicked on the button and your nosy ass is sitting there staring at the screen. So you get what I give you. You don't run shit. You don't ask for shit. You don't do shit. You don't own shit. You ain't built shit. You ain't created shit. You ain't led shit. You ain't done none of that. So shut the fuck up in my live or you can bounce. Y'all don't realize how hard this is grown folk business up in here. This ain't for the little kids out there that got their phone in the back and got up on somebody else's site. No, this is up in here. You can go ahead and get on with that. We don't play that. My peoples don't play that. They'll jump all over you up in here. Don't you realize you in a hornet's nest? Hell is wrong with you. You don't understand. You got NFAC up in here. You got children of the Most High up in here. You got students of the word up in here. You got ancestral rage up in here. We got ancestral noise up in here. You must be out your mind and think that you can come and talk sideways and that the people won't get at you. And I'm going to get at you too. You clicked on my picture. You can unclick and go away. We'll keep the little 400, 300 people we got right here because the truth cannot be borne by everybody. The truth is uncomfortable for everybody. The fact that you might have followed somebody to be stupid, led you down a stupid path, that's not my fault. But don't walk up into the place where truth is about to shine and grow like a flower and tell somebody to get on with it. See, that's your problem. You don't know how to slow down and pay attention to the details. You don't know how to do research. You don't read anymore. You don't know how to actually go and look at the whole picture before you let somebody mislead you with a morsel. Some of y'all really amaze me. How dumbed down you have become that somebody can walk up to you and say, look at this. And all of y'all just run with it. Y'all like the wind. Remember what he said. You can't be both ways. You can't go with whichever way the wind is going. You got to stay to your resolve and stick to your resolution. And if you can't do that, then you are not worthy enough and you're not qualified enough to step into the new kingdom. So all this is doing is exposing y'all. Y'all let this play out because it's helping. Remember, even the things that they mean for evil work out for our good. So when someone is attacking me, when someone is attacking the teaching, when someone is attacking the NFAC, when someone is attacking us as a people, all they're doing is helping to expose who with us is really not with us. There's going to be a grand rising to you too, Sister Queen. There has to be a separation of a sifting of the wheat and the tare, as they say. Just because you say you want to go doesn't mean you qualified to go. Just because you say you want to join doesn't mean you qualified to join. I can keep going on with these lists all the time because I'm pointing out to you that the Most High is using people to show you this is real and this is not. Which way are you going to go? Let a black man talk to you. You see, when a true black man speaks, he's speaking in the impression of being godlike. So it terrifies all of those who are incapable of showing that they have that same quality. So therefore they tremble and they lie and they slander until they go too far. And then all of a sudden, the last look in their eyes was, hey, bruh, it wasn't even that serious, before you blow their brains out. And that is a pitiful way to show up in Sheol for the judgment. But I digress because I'm going to do something on here that I didn't think I would ever have to do. You won't see this often, so please pull up a seat and get your friends and let them know we on the air. And for all of y'all who just said, oh, I can't believe this, and ran away, stay away. It's a one-way trip. Trust me, we're going to cut the numbers down. I already said all of y'all can't go. So let me say it like this. You want to be able to live your life and look back over everything you've ever done and look at your children, if you have children or grandchildren, and be able to tell them something you did in your life that made a difference. We all want to be able to do that. If you have little youngins that come to the family reunion, they say, hey, Uncle so-and-so, or hey, Aunt so-and-so, and they getting to know who their relatives are, those of y'all that still do family. The ability to look at those children and tell them something that you did and have them just be like, wow. That is where you leave your legacy. That is how you build esteem in a person, in a race, in a family. We all need something to be proud of. And you know, there are some things that no one is going to take from us. I don't care what happens. No one should be able to take away your successes. Do you understand? I am one of the only people that you will get a chance to interact like with this on a daily basis that can look you in your face and say this. Big shout out to Richmond, VA in the 804. That I can actually look at any one of my offspring and say, your granddaddy or your great granddaddy ran for the presidency of the United States. How many of you all can actually say that and actually show them this is what they did? This is your uncle. This is your grandfather. This is your great grandfather. This is your great uncle. This is your great, 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 great uncle. I ran for the presidency of the United States. I can say that. And the interesting thing about it was I can also say, and that the white folks, the good white folks, did a great job of hiding the candidacy of myself and 24 other people. Many of you all are just becoming aware of that in 2020. Why? Because one of those people came back doing something so radical that everybody wants to know who he is now. So now they're going backwards looking at all the stuff that he did. And because they were asleep, see, this is what I mean about y'all was sleep. Now everybody running around talking about, I'm awake, I'm awake. Let me show you how deep you were sleeping. We done dealt with this before. That's how even more sleep you was, because it's been dealt with before and you missed it when it got dealt with. You understand what I'm saying? So when I tell people that I ran for the presidency, for most of them, it doesn't even register. They see it, but they really don't get, because I don't remember this dude and all of that. You were asleep. You see, by any means necessary means you would do anything and everything in your power to try to make a difference to fix the situation. Y'all got amnesia. And it's comical to me because anybody can say anything. And then when we whip out receipts, everybody's sitting there looking stupid. Now, I'm not about to address the cupcake, the moistness that apparently is in love with me and doesn't know how to say it. Can't y'all see that that man's in love with me? It's not that he hates me. Y'all stop. That man is in love with me. And it's burning him up inside because he can't have me that way because I'm not like that. I'm not a DL brother. I'm not in love with no man. And so I don't have a love-hate relationship I don't have a relationship with him. Y'all, he don't set himself up for me to come in and just show you just how masculine. My masculinity is so contagious. My masculinity is so intoxicating. My masculinity is such a sweet aroma to his ears. Oh, y'all don't want the brother to get started. He's in love with me. And I've seen women that are in love with me that do the same thing because they can't express their love for me because they can't have me the way they want me. It's because y'all know, we're not going to do it, family. He's in love with me and it's okay, baby. Look, don't be like that. Don't be like that. Look, I'm going to let y'all know right now. I'm so flattered. I've never had a man be so devoted to me. I can't believe that he just spends all this time. I'm so broken. Y'all don't know how I feel, man. He loves me. Yes, he do. And it's a sweetness. Yes. Unfortunately, I wasn't built that way. Unfortunately, I see nothing but my people and my queens and the survival of my offspring. I don't see it that way. I love no man. I respect what another man does in his walk, and I understand the definition of real man. And any man that cannot measure up to those standards, I pay you no mind. But when you begin to spew poison about some of my greatest accomplishments, when you begin to spit on the legacy of that which I have built on the back of my own people, then I got to acknowledge you, because you now annoy me. So let me go ahead and let y'all know something. Ladies, sisters, daughters, it's okay to be in love with the image of the black man. If I personify that, you have clearance. To the brothers out there that would love another brother as you love a soldier, as you love one of your best friends, we back to back, we fighting in this thing. That's okay. But to you others out there that get down in funny ways, or may find out that I embody everything that you want to be, and because you can't have me, because you can't be me, because you didn't do the things that I've already done, because I'm a threat to what you thought was your fragile plastic masculinity, let me let you know that I'm 100% with no artificial additives. Ain't none pussy, punk, or any of that about this brother. This brother right here is not afraid to die. This brother right here is not afraid to fight. This brother is not going to debate with you, because I only debate with my equals. I teach everybody else. Y'all have heard that before. This brother over here is trying to be a foundation for his people. And if that makes me some kind of a threat to you, then that means that you are the opposite of everything that I've ever done. You see, I am the person who could have been your president, but no, because they had more money and more of a crooked system, they blocked us out. So now they want to bring up this video of me sitting behind Donald Trump. I'm so glad y'all brought that shit up, because now you've opened the door for me to tell y'all the true story. Again, like they say, let your haters become your elevators. Big shout out to all the people who worked on my campaign. Miss Letitia Robb, who was my treasurer, a few other folks that were my campaign managers. I got to lift up the black folks that actually tried to put a black man in the White House, and y'all slept on it because y'all was under the red blue pill brainwash. Y'all was still running around chasing behind Hillary and Bernie, and then you let Trump sneak in when the whole idea was a setup from the get-go. I knew it was a setup. Everybody that ran with me knew it was a setup. Big shout out to my man Barone Thomas from Louisiana, another black man that ran when I ran. Y'all didn't know how many black men was running for the presidency at that time, and the white man made sure you never knew. And when I began to hear about this man, Donald Trump, that was throwing people out of his rallies and putting his hands on sisters, and y'all remember all that shit. Don't sit here and act like y'all didn't know what time we was living in. I had to go see it for my damn self. And for you idiots out there, no one can work security for a presidential candidate. That security comes from the Secret Service. I am not a member of the goddamn Secret Service. As a matter of fact, it's so beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Moist Cupcake, for opening the door for me to get to tell this story once again, because black folks slept on it by any means necessary. I went down to Fayetteville, North Carolina to see this shit for myself. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I couldn't believe that somebody this racist, y'all didn't even peep this bruh coming. I peeped them out first. Y'all was asleep. Y'all was running around. We gonna break the glass ceiling with Hillary. Why are you trying to break the glass ceiling with a white woman that is married to somebody else that led to mass incarceration for your goddamn people? Wake the fuck up. But y'all couldn't hear me back then. Well, maybe you'll hear me now in 2020. You see, I had to put a group of people together with some goddamn guns to get your attention. But when I tried to go through the actual constitutional process of availing myself to the presidency, y'all didn't hear me. Let me give y'all some receipts. Receipt number one, my presidential campaign had a site on every social media platform. And I don't know why y'all told me to do this, but I left them up. You can go see them for yourselves. While you're on Instagram, go to Team JFJ, just like it sounds, Team JFJ. That is the official Instagram account of my campaign. And you can look at a whole bunch of stuff that you slept on, including the video where I challenged then candidate, not president, candidate Donald Trump to a debate on race. I wanted to debate him. I went there to challenge him to his goddamn face. Here come the flip. See, y'all don't realize how all of this story, how they giving y'all pieces of the story. Y'all got to stay with me now. Set your way back time machine. We're going back to Charleston, South Carolina. We're going back to the murder of the Emanuel 9. Oh, we're going back. Yes, we are. Because during that particular incident, the President of the United States came down to Charleston to deliver the eulogy for Senator Pinckney. Senator Pinckney was a friend of mine who actually worked on the legislation to get body cams placed on every police officer in the state of South Carolina. See, y'all didn't know y'all slept. You were asleep. I've been at this for a minute. And in doing all of that, you get to know certain individuals in those circles. In other words, when the president came down and I was there, you can look at the videos. They're here. You see me with President Obama. When you see that, you then notice that the Secret Service is around us. You see, the Secret Service is like a small fraternity. I'm not a member of that fraternity, but the same group of people. If you ever pay attention to the people that come in with the president and the vice president, it's the same group of people. All you got to do is watch them. Well, guess what? I'm a presidential candidate. And see, that's what y'all don't understand. That's why you'll never take this from me. When you're a presidential candidate, a serious contender, you are afforded some of those same protections. So the Secret Service people who knew me from South Carolina, because they protected President Obama, recognized me in North Carolina. I will never forget that. It was one of the biggest moments of my life. The Secret Service came over. I was Candidate Johnson, and I'm running for the presidency. And see, y'all who ain't never stepped out of your house don't understand that in order to run for the presidency, you have to remember you're running for the presidency of all people, not just the people you want to help. You still help the people you want to help, but you don't make it obvious to them, just like they did. Trump didn't make it obvious to, well, he did. That's why I had to go see this motherfucker, because I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Y'all remember the videos? They were pushing us around. They was telling us, throw them out, all that bullshit. White people was having a good time. Throw them out, throw them out. I had to go see this shit for myself. But when I walked into the Crown Coliseum, Secret Service recognized me. Aren't you? Yes. Come with us. You are a presidential candidate. You have to be protected. Do you know what the headline would have looked like the next day if they had said black independent presidential candidate assaulted or, something at Trump rally? Oh, y'all have lost y'all mind. Who is this candidate? And why did he get assaulted? Y'all have lost y'all goddamn mind. So the Secret Service placed me in VIP seating. I didn't. 444, I see you. Little did I know that the next day that will be splashed. It was all on the news. That video is from MSNBC. Ain't nobody dug up nothing. Y'all was asleep. So I issued a video and I issued a challenge to this man to debate me on race after what I witnessed firsthand. And here's another thing. There's a part 2 to this. His next stop was Phoenix, Arizona. Big shout out to all my people in Phoenix. And we were going to set him up. They were going to have me as one of the people who would open up, from the community and then turn around, and we was going to snipe him into a discussion on race. Somehow the Trump camp found out that it was a setup. And if y'all remember, he didn't go to downtown Phoenix. Instead, he ran his ass all the way out to Sheriff Arpaio's house, way the fuck out there. And by the time the people figured out where he was, y'all remember it was a traffic jam on the highway out there in the desert, and could nobody get to this motherfucker. Neither could I. So this is not about me. I was trying to get my hands around this motherfucker before he got into the White House. I blew the whistle on him then, and the video that came out on March the 20th of 2016, where I'm challenging him, is what I posted for you. So look here, Mr. Moist Cupcake. You dug all the way down into my profile to find that video, and you took it out of context, which further lets me know you are afraid of me, or you're in love with me, or you're being paid to do this. I've never met this man, y'all. I have no idea he had anything against me. That's why this is so funny to me. And all this energy he's putting into it lets me further know that he is either being paid to do it or he's just that stupid and that ignorant. And the real Hidden Colors are not the series that he did. It's him. He's talking about himself. And all you motherfuckers fell for it. And now that somebody is coming along who can know it's not about being a crab. It's about you realizing that you've been following Pied Piper down the wrong damn hole. And then when the truth shows up, there used to be a movie, y'all, not too long ago. Y'all remember this movie that Steve Martin played in where he was running around playing the preacher who was so-called could perform miracles, and then a real miracle happened and he didn't know what to do? Y'all remember that? Mm-hmm. So to all of y'all this morning who don't know your history, who haven't done an ounce of fucking research, who let anybody blow you any which way the wind blows, who have shown that you don't have the fortitude to understand that, yes, I tried protesting. That didn't work. Then I tried to run for the presidency. They shut us out of that. Then I tried to go back to the streets. That didn't work. So now I've decided to go in the militia direct. Don't y'all see that it's by any means necessary, by any leap of faith. Thank you. By any means necessary. By any means necessary means you try everything in your power to try to get there. The protesting didn't get us to liberation and stop police brutality and get us an equal distribution of land and get us a redistribution of finance. The presidency damn sure didn't work because that's rigged all the way around. And now y'all see how the hell they shut us out, that y'all don't even understand, when someone is trying to play it against you. And then last but not least, the streets couldn't get organized. So now we're going in the direction of the militia. By any means necessary. Now, I could utilize my influence and say that we collectively blackball this person or that we blacklist this person. But I remember a line that I will never forget that said, no. Let him rave that men may know him mad. You gonna go and pull a video where I went to challenge, where I got up. See, it's amazing to me that instead of brothers, and I'm speaking to my brothers right now, instead of brothers being amazed that you have run into someone that's done all these things and now they're here and you can jump on board, you rather sit there and criticize it because your ass was asleep. Yes, you slept. You were totally uninformed. This shit came completely out of the blind side. And now the more you peel back the layers, the more you found out that you slept. So you can try to take all of the beautiful accomplishments that I've had and try to call them failures. But those are things you've never attempted. Stop sitting around sitting in judgment of people, of things you've never tried. How can you talk about somebody having a failed candidacy when you ain't never ran for shit? How can you sit around and talk about somebody being a paid agent when you're the only one collecting money? How can you sit around and say that I knew it, like you're pointing out something when you have a hatred for your own sisters, that you used to pimp your own sisters, that you treated your sisters as less than a person, and all you women over there that's over there kissing this man's ass, don't y'all know that he used to be the same person that used to make you sell your gateway, your portal of life so that he could eat? This is the same man that took his pimping game and flipped it into some false falsetto of what I'm doing to expose something, when the truth is that he's jealous, that he's envious, and that he is the worst type of person. And you women that sit there, I saw some of y'all this morning, I don't know what to think now. How little of faith, ye of little faith you have. It's just like when Moses went up to the mountain to get the 10 commandments and he was gone so long that he comes back down the mountain and found out y'all done lost faith. So y'all gonna keep sitting here and I welcome it because it exposes you all to me. See, I'm driving ahead by any means necessary. Do you understand what I'm saying? I will try anything and everything because I'm trying to find a way out this box. And some of y'all don't know but one way. So if you see somebody else where he's done this, he's done that, so a brother's versatile. Y'all want somebody, let me tell you something. You're boring. You're a coward. And I'm going to say this publicly because y'all know I have no brakes on my mouth. I keep telling you, you're going to stop pushing for a response from me. Because if I push up on you, it's going to be slow singing and flower bringing, as Biggie say. And I don't want to have to do that to you, my brother. You might be in this for the spotlight, but I will put your ass in the grave and you'll be as famous as you want to be. Find somebody else to talk about. Find something else. Or if I'm such a horrible person, you won't be surprised when I pull up on your ass horribly. Be glad I'm not the person that you're trying to make me out to be. I'm nothing like that. Find something else to occupy your time before your time occupies you. There's a difference. I'm very proud of the fact that I ran for the presidency. And I respect the fact that every time I set foot in one of those places. Let me ask y'all this one. Y'all seen the video of me and Bernie doing the my man, what's happening? You know, all of this. Y'all seen that video yet? Because again, I went to one of Bernie's rallies. And as soon as I stepped in, the Secret Service said, oh my God, it's presidential candidate. And they brought me over and Bernie came over and we had to do Bernie. You see, that's what happens when you run for the presidency for real. But y'all slept on that, black people. They blinded y'all to it. This is so brand new to y'all. You're not just talking to some dude that got a bunch of people together and ran out with some guns. You're talking to a brother who tried to protest. That didn't work. Who tried to run for the presidency of the United States to change shit for you. That didn't work. Now we out here trying to do it at the end of the barrel of a gun. Maybe that'll work. You should be honored to sit there with somebody that got enough time to have done all of these things. And through technology, we can sit and hang out together. You can say, I seen that brother. But most of y'all don't have your third eye open, so why am I asking that? I ask the faithful, those of y'all who have clarity of sight, stop falling for the okie doke and do your research. This shit is becoming comical to me. It's amazing. It's like I'm looking at all of the shit that y'all already supposed to know about. That's right here on this feed. Let me help y'all out. Do this. Really. And then I'm going to give you a mission. And then I'm not going to waste the rest of my day on this. I got something else I want to get into. But when my children come to me and say, we cannot learn because there's a distraction outside, Paul, can you go handle that? You understand what I'm saying? Who said that? Somebody said, you don't scratch no more. You know, let me answer that real quick. This is something else that amazes me. We are in a state of emergency as a people right now. I don't have the time, nor do I want to give the energy, nor am I going to devote any of this essential moments that we have to playing with my toys. That's the difference between grown ass men and little boys. The little boys are in the corner still talking about playing with their toys, while the grown men is out here trying to handle the threat to the people. Ain't nobody got time to play with no goddamn toys right now. Those toys you talk about, how the hell you do this? Because I don't mess with this new stuff. Hold on a second. Them toys you talk about, there you go. Them toys is right there, bro. Them toys ain't going nowhere. Them toys is sitting right there. But like I told you, I ain't got time to play with no goddamn toys right now. I'm too busy trying to liberate my people by any means necessary. And anybody who's not in a state of emergency right now, I have to wonder, why are you sitting around still worried about your toys? Why all you still care about is tap dancing and dancing and singing for the master? Why are you not on the same mission with us? The sisters is here, but the bros is still over there talking about playing with some damn toys. Trust me, when we get liberated, I'll get back to the mixing and cutting and the scratching and the hip hop and bebopping, and we don't stop. Big shout out to my man, Busy B. When all them days come back, then we'll get back to that. If your screen is black, log out and come back in. It ain't us. We all just fine. In the meantime and in between time, I wanted to come on and let y'all know I'm very proud of my presidency. I have the ability to say to the little kids, I ran for the presidency. Who else in the house can say that? If I ain't got but one thing, and I've done many things in my life that a lot of people never have done. That's one of them. And no one will piss on or denigrate the legacy of this black man running for the presidency of the United States. Look at the flip side. Suppose I had won. Then this is the person that you would be sitting under right now. But most of y'all don't vote, so you don't care about that shit anyway. I tried it that way. It didn't work. So now I'm trying it a different way. Isn't that what Malcolm said? By any means necessary. So don't sit around here and act like you are worth. See, this is what really blows my mind. So I hate to have to get on this morning. Who are you all? Who do you all think you are? That someone still thinks of you as a threat like they did back in the 60s. See, in the 60s, they was a threat. They had to come up with all kind of programs to find out what these motherfuckers was up to because they was a threat. And you all have the audacity to put yourself on the same level as those people did that was coming out of Jim Crow, that was coming out of Reconstruction, that was coming out of slavery, when y'all ass been coasting along for 60 years, just enjoying eating bonbons and unicorns and rainbows and shit. And now you got the nerve to sit around and think that you are so important, that you're such a threat that the U.S. government has to send people in to do what? You ain't doing shit. You ain't accomplished shit. You ain't move shit. You ain't changed shit. So why the fuck they gotta send somebody in to try to figure out what you doing when you ain't no threat to them? Now you're a threat to them. So now, if they gonna send anybody, now they gonna send some people in. Why? Because you have become a threat to them. Because you've organized yourself. Because now you picking up guns and shit. Because now you getting together and saying what you want. Because now you starting to manifest some unity. Now they gonna send in the agents. They're not gonna send an agent to start some shit like this. That's just how stupid y'all sound. And if ain't nobody had to get in your ass like this, then let me be the first one, both cheeks wide. Let me get in there. I want y'all to understand that some of the very people that are trying to tell you, ooh, look, it's a fire over there, are the very ones setting the fires. But this has to happen because somebody said I was too busy getting divorced. Don't worry, I've been divorced 3 times, but I still found time to do everything that I'm doing here. Y'all got to understand we are separating the wheat from the tare, and that I'm trying to get us there by any means necessary. Look at here. Let me let some people go real quick. Let me let some of y'all go. Make sure y'all play this over and over again after I'm gone. You don't have to stay here. You can believe whatever you want to believe. You go right ahead. If you want to roll with the other side, look, let me go down the list. I'm going to free some people right now. They say the truth will set you free. Y'all stay with me. If you believe that I'm some type of an agent who's hell-bent on taking you to hell as if you're not there already, then that's cool. Go ahead and run with them. Go right ahead. We will not miss you. Okay? If you're one of those people that believe that the NFAC is a bunch of bumbling idiots and that we're not an organized group as we say we are, and you want to be on the other end of our guns that don't work and that we mislabel weapons and all of that, even though one weapon is a nickname, not the real thing, but that's cool. Y'all go with them too. Y'all go ahead. We wish y'all the best. We do. We're not going to miss you, but we will bid. That's cool. Y'all go ahead. That's all right. If you're one of those people who, for some reason, what's the other one? Who says that you believe that I'm a fraud, but you can't tell me what I'm a fraud of? I don't know where the fraud is when you're making money off of people. I don't make money. I ain't made a dime. Matter of fact, I spend all my money. But if you want to believe that, go on ahead over there with them. And if you're still a big boy, and I'm calling y'all out, if you're a big boy and all you care about is your toys, because other than that, you don't have a life. Other than that, you don't exist. Other than that, you don't matter. If you're not playing with your toys, you don't matter. You're not going to get out here and try to be a foundation for anything. You're not going to get out here. I ain't no leader. Right. You're no leader. You're a weak ass follower. If you're one of those, you going ahead too. See, all those people I just removed, they're not worthy to walk in the kingdom. They're not worthy to be called a child of the king. They're not one of the chosen. They're not one of the elect. They're not one of the righteous. You see how easy it is to separate who it is and who it ain't? You ain't got to sit there and say, well, I wonder who the 144,000 will be. Supposed to be 12,000 from every tribe. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Can I be one of them? The problem is y'all don't understand that Yah is showing you who is and who isn't. And some of y'all are so idolized. Some of y'all are so brainwashed. Some of y'all are so into these people that you can't see that you've been following an idiot. Now, I hope that somebody here remembers that I am the creator and the author of Facts Over Feelings. And in Facts Over Feelings, I always tell you, don't bring your feelings, because if you do, you'll find out that we don't entertain feelings. And everything that I'm seeing from Mr. Duncan Hines basically tells me that he is in his feelings. And since we don't deal with feelings over here, that doesn't mean anything. So maybe you know what, I'm going to buy him some roses. I'm going to buy him some roses just to make his day. I'm going to send him a bouquet of roses. I'm going to spray some of that good cologne. And any sister who's ever met me knows that when you come into my presence, I got this $800 cologne that I wear that when it smells, I didn't pick it out. Sisters, see, brothers, let me teach. Hold on, sidebar. Here come the comedy. Brothers, when you go to buy a cologne, if you're going to buy a cologne, don't buy what you think smells good. Ask the sisters. Sisters have no problem telling you what they want to smell on a man. And most of the time it's some stuff that we never even thought of. I was in a store and I was trying to find something. You know, we got the standard stuff we choose. And all of a sudden, you know, I said, nah, I'm going to rely on the sisters. So it was a group of sisters standing by the counter, and I walked down and said, excuse me, ladies. I had to put on my DJ voice, excuse me, ladies, but can y'all tell me what scent you prefer to have on a man? They looked at me, looked me up and down one time. Then one of them said, well, that depends. How well do you want to smell? And I said, I want something that stopped women in their tracks. It was the oldest woman. Notice it was the elder sister who act like she wasn't even paying attention. She turned and looked at me and said, I'll be right back. And she went in the back. It wasn't even out there. She came back with this bottle. She said, try this. And what is this? And she said, it's $800 a bottle. Give me two. And I actually went out and tried it out. I would just walk through a group of women to see what would happen, y'all. And the effect was incredible. Sisters would be standing. No, it wasn't no cousin, it wasn't no cool water. This wasn't nothing. This was some stuff that it came from France. That's what I'm just gonna get. I don't want to tell everybody because I don't want everybody up on it. This is an OG secret. But I walked through a group of sisters, and the sisters was talking, you know, And I walked through, and you know, sisters, when y'all smell something that you really like, you do two things. And any real sister will agree with me, and any sister that probably has never had this happen to her will say, I disagree. But it goes like this. As soon as I walk through, one sister, you would do this in the middle of her conversation. I done passed by, just what she said. So I told, excuse me, is that you? Straight up. And I'm like, well, yes, it is. Oh, that is. And just start with the compliments. The other one is more personal. When a woman comes a little too close to you, bruh. See, women are into smells, bruh. They can tell a lot about your scent, about what kind of person you are. And sisters would come too close, and don't act like y'all don't do this, sisters. This is me. My hand is me. I'm the sister. They would smell and go like this. They'd be like, just complete meltdown. Brothers, if you don't know what I'm talking about, invest in your cologne game. Ask a sister what they like, and you will get a whole lot further in being successful in what you're trying to do for the sister. I say that to say this. Maybe what I need to do for this, and I'm sorry, brother. Maybe I should buy brother, a bouquet of roses and send it over so that he'll know that, that I do understand your love affair with me, and that even though we can't be together, here's some roses for you to smell on. May the sweet aroma clear the evil in your mind, but I can't deal with your feelings. I don't do feelings. Y'all know I'm facts over feelings. But thank you, and I have to say this to all of those who continue to spew hate, that every time you spew hatred, we turn around and use it to be elevated, because all you're doing is giving me an opportunity to once again tell you about things that happen behind your back. Every time that they cast some hate water this way, it washes away the veil and you can see what was done behind your back. I told you earlier that there's a woman by the name of June Elizabeth that I wanted to shout out. June Elizabeth is a screenwriter and a playwright, and you've seen her in a bunch of movies. I'm not going to point them all out, but back in 2013, 2014, June Elizabeth sat down to write the screenplay of my life. She figured enough had happened already that she wanted to write my story. And she actually wrote out the screenplay, which I have a copy of, which I read, which they wanted to shop around to make into a movie. But I said to her, my story is not over yet. This is 2014. My story is just beginning. This is before BLM. My story is just beginning. This is before the presidential run. My story is just beginning. This is before the formation of the hip hop umbrella with Chief Rocker Busy B and the OGs from New York. My story is just beginning. This is before NFAC. My story is just beginning. She has been sitting there waiting to add the last part. She said, every time I think I got it, something else happens. This is not going to be a movie. It's going to be a mini series. And I keep telling her, just wait. You're not going to be able to write my story until I'm gone, because Yah has purposed my life to be nothing but a series of events. Immortal chosen one, maybe you felt the earthquake or maybe you felt the revelation. Mr. Wood, I see the 444. But by any means necessary means just that, y'all. You get it done by any means necessary, and all you're seeing are the many different ways that I've tried to get it done. Now we're trying it this way. Only this time I got your attention. I hope I've educated you. Y'all go watch the video. It's funny now because now that you all see what Donald Trump has become, I tried to warn y'all about this man in 2015. I even went to one of his rallies to see for myself. I couldn't believe, and I can tell y'all that night, I watched them putting their hands on black people in the Crown Coliseum down in North Carolina. They even went to grab this one sister, and that's where you see me hop up. Even though I was a candidate, all those white people you see sitting around me, those motherfuckers are Secret Service. But I'm like, no, y'all not going to do that to the sister. So I went up and I put my hands on her and said, no, I'll escort her. Y'all not going to put your hands on this sister. And I walked her out. But they don't want to see, they don't want to tell you that story. When you have black people who will not uplift the goals and the accomplishments of another black person, then now you're dealing with the same type of people that wanted to keep you in slavery. Now you're dealing with the same type of people who were arguing against the abolitionists. Now you're looking at the same black people who fought on the side of the Confederacy. Okay. Now you're looking at, you're witnessing them today. These are the same people that will never stop because they have a different master than we do. This is not, no, y'all gonna stop there. You don't have to explain yourself. There's no explaining when you're ignorant to the truth. Let me say it again. There is no explaining when you're ignorant to the truth. You don't know the truth. So you have to be told the truth. Now, once the truth is told, you don't have to go back and say it again. That's explaining. But you have to tell people the truth when they are functioning under a lie. That's a meme right there. You have to tell people the truth when they're functioning under a lie. And I'm watching a lot of y'all function under lies, and no one is aware of the truth. So let me give you the truth. Big shout out to Haiti. Let me give you the truth. Big shout out to Jamaica. Let me give you the truth. Big shout out to all of the Caribbean. Let me give you the truth. Big shout out to Colombia and Argentina. Let me give you you the truth all over the continent of Africa. Let me give you the truth in the UK. Let me give you the truth, because you are functioning under a lie. God is not going to let you sit there and keep lying on him. Yah is not going to sit there. Allah is not going to sit there and let you keep lying on him. And if we're supposed to be made in his image, why did you think we would sit there and let you keep lying on me? Not going to happen, especially when it comes to the fact that I ran for the presidency of the United States. Placed a distant fourth, but at least I did it. And no one will be able to take that away from me, and no one will be able to twist it. I was a goddamn candidate. I ain't working for no damn body. I was running for the throne. Don't you ever disrespect my legacy, or you'll find out how much political pull I do have. Now that we've gotten that out the way, I hope that I've enlightened someone this morning. Go do your research. Let me help you out again. You've already been told about the Instagram channel that's still up from the campaign. That's Team JFJ. Go check it out. Or you can go online and go to the YouTube channel of the presidential campaign, Team John Fitzgerald. Go look at all of the stuff that you missed. Go watch the debates. Go watch all of the campaign commercials. Go see all of the promos that you never saw. Go find out. Go to the campaign website, onlywecanfixus.com. It's still up. Oh, yes, it is. Even the challenge to Mr. Trump to battle on racism. It's out there. See, this is what you slept on. You were asleep, people. Now you walking around awake and somebody trying to tell you about shit that happened while you were asleep, and you ain't going to find out if that really happened. You've also got a YouTube channel. You have a Instagram channel. There's even a Facebook channel. Yes, Team John Fitzgerald. If you want to find all of these links, go to my campaign page, onlywecanfixus.com, and the links are there. They're right on the website. There's the Instagram, there's the Twitter, there's the Facebook, there's the YouTube. They're all there. I left it up because I knew one day somebody would speak ignorantly like they have done today. That is the meaning of a true receipt. I told you this is chess, not checkers. I thought about this 4 years ago, knowing that it will come out today. So please, thank you, Mr. Moist Cupcake, for stepping on the landmine that is now blown up. And now I can see who's smart, who's stupid, who's dedicated, who's weak, who's on the fence, who's lukewarm, who's real, who's a weakling, who's a hypocrite. I'm getting this exposure across the lane. You're not exposing me. You're exposing yourself. You're exposing yourself in front of the Most High. You're exposing yourself in front of the Creator of Creator. You're exposing yourself in front of the King of Kings. You're exposing yourself in front of the Messiah. And to hear some of y'all tell it, you're exposing yourself in front of the Antichrist. So keep on. But these are all out there for y'all to go learn. So don't come to me and talk to me like you found something new when you were asleep and it was just hidden from you. Now everybody else, the exits are clearly marked. We're going to get rid of the dead weight before this is over, y'all. We're going to get rid of the dead weight. Now, what a lot of people are trying to figure out is, how did you go from being this presidential candidate who spoke just like a candidate, who seemed to know the system so well, who was everywhere he needed to be? How did you go from that to this? It's very easy. As I've said in so many other interviews, 2 words. Donald Trump. The very man I tried to warn you all about, the very situation that I tried to tell you he was going to bring into fruition, the very type of atmosphere that I warned you about was going to happen in this country, the very deterioration that I identified in my campaign commercials as a deterioration of racial relations in America, the very things that I said would happen has happened. Every last one of them has happened. And none of y'all paid attention. Well, guess what? Now that we're here, I have to adjust. You see, I tried to warn you about them rolling back things to the 60s. Now things have rolled back to the 60s. I tried to tell y'all about the rise of the rednecks and the white supremacists, but now they've risen now. I tried to tell y'all about the increase in police brutality, not what we were seeing back during the time of Mike Brown and Tamir, but where we're at now, where it happens every day in multiple places. I tried to tell y'all, but now we're here. All the things that I tried to warn you about now exists. So it requires a different strategy. It requires a different J. It no longer requires the diplomatic, let's try to work it out. Let's sit in your system and come up with a way. That shit went out the window. Now they done pushed us back into a corner. Now we got to fight back. Now we got to talk with a stronger edge to our message. Now we have to try to get it done again by any means necessary. I'm going to need y'all to step up because now I'm going to challenge you. Every last one of you that's listening to me right now. Instead of bringing me these petty annoyances while I'm trying to focus on nation building, how about you shut them down? You do your research. I've told you where all the ammo is. You do the work. You go let them know, because the only reason that these people continue to exist is because they know you all don't do your research. They know that you all don't go and get the ammunition so they can say anything that they want to you, and you will sit there and do it. In the meantime and in between time, we're going to keep on pushing forward because we are on a mission, and all these people falling to the left and falling to the right and falling behind us. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're supposed to do. The only thing you stay focused on is that the next formation is going to be bigger than the last one. The only thing you focus on is that we are getting transparency in Breonna Taylor's case, and we get daily updates, and they're busting their ass through this investigation, which is what we ask. The only thing you stay focused on is that now you're trying to buy a gun because you understand that you need one like you need a cell phone. The only thing you stay focused on is that now we're trying to patrol our own neighborhoods. I see y'all forming them chapters out there in every state. I see y'all sending me the reports of who's doing what. I want to congratulate Louisville, Kentucky, for forming their own chapter of the NFAC last night, 120 members right off the gate. I see what's going on. Y'all stay focused on that. Don't stay focused on people who standing on the side talking about a bunch of stuff that happened when they was asleep and they know you was asleep too. We've been on this mission for a while, and now that we're getting some traction, they want to come out and say something. I love what this guy said on the radio last night. He says, if you look at Grandmaster Jay's Instagram profile, the brother been around for a minute. He ain't new. So what, he just became an agent in the last year or so? Because he been saying the same shit for years. But that's what he said. In the meantime and in between time, I want y'all to understand that by any means necessary means just that. For all y'all that just want to give in to the dark side, it's been nice knowing you. Don't forget, I'm going to start teaching a series on the Nephilim, the apocalypse, and the pyramid, which will be the next series we're going to do an exegetical expose on, which will bring some more light on the fallen, the watchers, and the Nephilim, and the seed of DNA that inhabits the two of us. Notice I say the two of us. I hope y'all will join me for that. Don't forget that this will be the last few days that I will be available on Instagram. We are leaving Instagram because Instagram treats us like a redheaded stepchild, and we've had enough. So we've built our own platform and we are moving. I will be giving you information. No, it won't be open to the public because that's why we got to keep people like this out so we can go do our own thing. So please stay with us when we make that move. That'll be happening this week. Some of you all have found out that you're starting to get your letters. You're getting your emails now. Yes, they're going out. Hope that you have gotten yours. If not, be patient. They're coming. And of course, stay tuned for the announcement on the next Black Guns formation in response to the progress or the lack of in Louisville, Kentucky. And then stay tuned also for details on the Million 2A formation. 1 million guns in one place at one time, all black. It'll be a thing of beauty. And then, as I've told y'all, we have coming up the global formation. I'm going to see y'all later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, stop being moist. Get informed. Wake up. Do your research. This is the Morning Mental, and I'm Grandmaster Jay. Shalom.